So we have a motto inside the company that says capitalism with a heart is the way we want to work. And by doing that, we find that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary oftentimes is just a little extra. And if you spend the time to ideate how you can do things well, then the VisionWise way is to find a way where everybody wins. It's not just the investors, they have to win. It's not just the company that has to stay in business, but the residents in these apartment buildings that we buy have lives as well. And we want to make sure that to the best of our ability, we respect them and that they win in the process of transitioning their properties to a higher quality place to live. We're in the business of making money for investors. There's no question about that. And that causes us to have to work extra hard to find deals that as we go into them are profitable, even with some contingencies that we've built in. I believe the core values, though, for the company are really important, and that is we want to make sure that there is always going to be a high level of integrity in everything we do. And what we mean by that is we want to have a clear conscience. A clear conscience might be defined as never having to look back and say, gosh, I never made it right with someone I offended. That's an exceptionally important thing because I frankly don't like looking over my shoulder to wonder if we did things well. And we do everything we can to make sure we make right decisions on a go-forward basis. The other thing is we want to be very competent. I mean, it's a core value of ours to make sure that we're just simply at the best of our game at any given time in every different category. And in our business, there are 9 of those categories, 9 different divisions of things that we need to do to make us effectively the best company we can possibly be. I'd say the third thing about that is when I hire someone with the company, there's always this model that I use. I call it CCF. It's an acronym. I need that person to be full of character. I need them to have great competency, but there also needs to be a fit. And within the company, there's an ethos that allows us and a culture that allows us to actually get along with one another where you don't have one person talking badly about another teammate when the teammate's not in the room. That's just unacceptable. The idea here is that we all win. And if there's some reason or another that someone should not be on the team, the fit isn't right, then that needs to be a one-on-one with me and that person. And that needs to be dealt with personally, and not as a buzz that goes on creating that sort of environment or that sort of negative energy. From an ownership standpoint, I own the company. My wife and I are the owners of VisionWise Capital. But from a team perspective, I've told people this before, we have a team that is outstanding. I mean, it just seems that if nothing else, I believe God's given me the ability to really care about everyone being in the right place to fit them. I want everyone to be operating out of their own superpower. And I just cannot tell you how often I boast about our team when I'm out and about. I think that the phraseology that I would use is that, yeah, I'm a thinker, and that's just how I'm wired, and I do well. But I have people around me who are doers, who think well. And the combination works really well to protect not only the franchise, but to protect the investors and to protect the residents from making bad decisions or having bad judgment that would cause harm. So I can't tell you, I could go on and on about the team. It's special. If prompted, I'd go person by person. I won't do that on this video, but trust me, that's the inclination. I can tell you great things about each one. It's not uncommon for colleagues and peers of mine in this industry to go in and give all of the tenants a notice to vacate immediately, to empty out the building. They do their work, they turn it around, and then they repopulate it with higher rents. And I find that what ends up happening is sometimes they don't even do the upgrades that would really justify the need for people to be displaced from their homes. I find it's interestingly enough that if we do it in a laddered method, if we do it structured such that we shuffle the residents into units that are upgraded and allow them to actually stay in the community that they have lived in for a decade or so, in doing that, we actually reduce our net operating loss in the process because we don't lose rents along the way. So we actually found a way to be more profitable in this transition process and at the same time be more humane in terms of moms not having to have their children go to different school districts or leave the community they've been accustomed to living in for so many years.